Thanks so much for joining us. Welcome to today's webinar. Today we're going to be talking about Penn State's new Master of Public Policy degree program. I'm Whitney Sheridan, Director of Communications. I'm going to be moderating the forum along with our presenter, Chris Whitko. Now, Chris is our Associate Director of the Penn State School of Public Policy. He's a professor of public policy and political science, and he is going to be talking a lot about the program. But before I want to turn things over to Chris, I want to encourage you to email us anytime at publicpolicy@psu.edu with any questions that you might have about the program. And also be sure to follow us on social media, and you can find out more about the program that way. So to give you an overview about what we're going to be discussing today, we're going to provide an overview of the Master of Public Policy degree program, which you're going to hear us refer to as the MPP degree. We're going to talk about who is suited for the MPP program. We'll discuss curriculum and the skills you'll gain. We're going to talk about career options and income expectations for grads. We'll break down the application process and requirements, and we'll also take your questions, which we'll encourage you to ask throughout the presentation. Now I'd like to introduce Chris Whitko.
Thanks, Whitney. I appreciate the introduction. So, like Whitney said, the first thing I'm going to do is tell you about the degree program a little bit. As Whitney noted, it's a professional degree program, the Masters of Public Policy, and it's a 2-year on-campus degree program. And what do we mean by a professional degree program? It's designed to get you a job. It's a degree that teaches the skills necessary to understand the policy process, to design and analyze public policy, which will enable you to get a job in the field. So who is this program right for? It's right for people who have a passion for public policy and for making a difference in the public policy field. In terms of majors, what majors prepare you well? Really, we have students from every background you can imagine, anthropology majors, history majors, and then maybe the ones you might expect more, political science, sociology, criminology, things like that. So people from any background, as long as they're passionate about public policy and they want to make a difference with their career.
Yeah, and like Chris said, anthropology, we have a student in our current cohort who was an anthropology undergrad, and we've got several of our students who are criminology majors. So really, like Chris said, it's about those students who are passionate and want to make a difference, and those are the ones who are pursuing this degree.
Yeah, so just to get a little bit more into the degree program, like I said, it provides professional training in public policy for those seeking careers in the design, adoption, implementation, and evaluation of public policies. And we accomplish this with a core curriculum that focuses on things like data analysis, policy analysis, program evaluation, kind of the core technical skills you need to succeed in the field. You do a specialization, a 4-course specialization that allows you to dig deeply into a particular substantive area, which I'll talk more about in a minute. We do an internship between year 1 and year 2 in the program, and then the last semester in the program, your second spring, you'll do an applied capstone project where you work with an organization to do an applied project in public policy. So a little bit more on the specializations and the curriculum. As you can see there, we have a number of specializations ranging from children and family policy to labor and employment relations. Data science and analytics is one of ours, and that's a really hot topic right now, and hot in the job market as well. In terms of the core curriculum, basically we're trying to deliver you hard and soft skills that you'll need as you enter the job market. So the hard skills would be things like policy analysis, data analytics, program evaluation, research design. The soft skills would be things like professional skills that you need to succeed on the job, writing memos, briefs, presentations, and so forth, communicating with different stakeholders internal to your organization and external to your organization, problem solving, tackling problems in a positive and analytical manner, and then also teamwork, working with different individuals, different groups of people to accomplish your common goals. And that's something that we do pretty much in all of our classes through presentations, team assignments, problem solving, and so forth.
But what makes our specializations really unique is that you get to, if one of these doesn't interest you, you can design a specialization to meet your unique career goals.
Yeah, I think that's something a little bit different about Penn State compared to most other programs, is not only do we already have a lot of pre-existing specializations, but if we don't have something and you're interested in pursuing a particular area, you have the freedom to do that. And Penn State is a large university which has depth in a variety of different fields. Just last week I saw that in terms of research expenditures, Penn State has more programs in the top 10 than any other university in the United States. So we have a depth of expertise in a breadth of expertise and a depth of expertise in a lot of different fields that very few universities can compete with.
Exactly. And that's one of the benefits of this program, and that it's a smaller program right now as it's growing, and you'll get a lot of time to spend with those professors.
Yeah, and so if you happen to be listening to this and you're a Penn State student right now, we have a couple of options for you to get started on your degree in your senior year. The accelerated integrated undergraduate graduate degree programs that we have for Penn State students allow you to get the MPP in as little as one additional year of study. Currently, we have those programs with the Bachelor's of Science in Criminology, the BS in Sociology, and the BA in Political Science. For people that aren't in one of those fields, there's also ways for you to get started taking classes in the MPP program senior year. You just need to get in touch with us about that. But basically, seniors at Penn State who meet certain requirements can take up to 5 graduate courses their senior year, and then we can transfer those in if you're admitted into the program. So how this works for the IUG students is we count 4 of your Soc, Crim, or Poli-Sci classes toward the specialization credits in the MPP program. So your senior year, you can double count up to 12 credits toward both your undergraduate degree and the graduate degree. That gives you a big head start on doing the MPP degree, of course. In addition, in that senior year, if your schedule permits, you can take more MPP courses beyond just those 4 that would double count. And we recommend that if you can. And the nice thing about this is it allows you to use the courses that you're taking for an undergrad toward the MPP program, builds on the knowledge you have acquired in your undergraduate major, and allows you to put that toward the MPP degree, both in terms of credits and in terms of maybe an area that you want to focus on when you graduate. Nice thing is that this program, and even the one where seniors can take graduate classes, ends up saving you time and money. If you're able to shave a year off of your off of your graduate degree, that saves you not only the cost of the graduate tuition, but also, you would be able to earn income a year earlier.
So what careers can you get with an MPP degree, Chris?
So there's lots of things MPP graduates can do. If you look around, you'll see them in all sorts of organizations. MPP grads work as budget analysts, government affairs professionals, as we like to call them, not lobbyists, consultants, data analysts, many other positions. And the employers are just as varied as the job opportunities, really. You can work for national, state, or local governments, think tanks and consulting firms, nonprofit organizations, lobbying firms, or really any private sector company that has any type of government relations lobbying arm. And that's true in all sorts of sectors: education, healthcare, security, intelligence, you name it. So if you're going to do a graduate degree, you want to know that it's not going to be a complete waste of money, at least a professional graduate degree. And I can say that on average, the MPP is certainly not a waste of money. So according to the U.S. Census Bureau, MPP grads earn an average of about $19,000 more than their counterparts with bachelor's degrees. According to PayScale, grads with MPPs make typically between $40,000 and $125,000. Indeed.com reports a mean salary of $70,000. Obviously, if you're on the lower end of that salary, you're probably working in a nonprofit. If you're on the higher end, you might be in a consulting firm or a private company doing some lobbying activity. But it's also a very low unemployment rate for MPP grads. We have more information about the pay on our website as well that you can find.
And you'll see on the next slide, I think, is
We have some more detailed earnings information
about
on the next slide.
how our students do 3 years after they receive their degree.
Yeah, so the data you see in front of you is from NASPA. That's the Network of Schools of Public Affairs and Administration, and they do a big survey of people who get Masters of Public Policy and Masters of Public Administration degrees. So the data you see is the salaries basically from this survey 3 years after individuals completed the degree. If you look for 2015, 16, 17, 18, and kind of average everything together, you see that people can make pretty decent money with an MPP or an MPA degree. More than half end up making a salary above $65,000, and that's not bad money. Okay, so the next question, now that you're very interested in the program and want to apply, how do you do so? You need to apply via the grad school website, but the best thing to do is just go to our own website for the School of Public Policy at Penn State and click on Apply. You need to have a bachelor's degree to apply, or the international equivalent, unless, of course, you're going for the IUG program or you're a student here who's going to be taking classes as an undergrad. You need 2 letters of recommendation. You need a 1,500-word personal statement. We have a number of deadlines. We review applications on a rolling basis. But if you wish to be considered for any funding, you need to apply by March 15th. So that's coming up pretty soon, so you'll need to get on that.
And that information's on our website as well.
Yeah. So we did waive the GRE. We eliminated, rather, the GRE requirement because we found that it really wasn't a great predictor of how students actually did once they were in the program. I had that experience in my last program, and we've seen that even so far with our first cohort of students.
Who you can see right there in that picture, having
Yes.
a great time.
Some of whom are having a fantastic time in that picture.
Right.
And we do have a good bunch of students, and you'll get to know some of them if you wind up coming here.
And that's a great transition to why you should choose Penn State.
Yeah, so of course, as you saw, we have happy, excellent students so far. But also another thing is the specialization flexibility that I talked about. We have a lot of choices. You can also choose your own. We have a small program at the moment. Our first group of students, so we have about 17 MPP students right now. We might have a few more than that in the coming year, but it's still going to be a relatively small program and for the next few years. So I recommend you get in because that means you get a lot of attention from faculty and career staff.
But then you have the resources of a
massive
university.
Yeah, massive, excellent university. So, if you think about some of the Big Ten or competitors or things like that, you're going to be entering with a cohort of 100, 200 students potentially and not getting a lot of individual attention. Penn State is also a leader in cutting-edge skills like data analytics. Somebody who has a degree from political science who offers many of our data analysis courses is one of the high data scientists at Google, actually. Penn State also has one of the largest and most loyal alumni networks of any university in the world. This is, of course, a very good thing when you're trying to get a job, when you're out there. Even though we are a brand new program, we just admitted our first group this year, we've already met with alums from other programs, and they've been really, really helpful in offering their support to us. And I'm sure when we do have alums, they're going to be doing exactly the same thing. And that's good for you getting a job.
Yeah.
So, like we said, hopefully you've been asking some questions. We encourage you to email us at publicpolicy@psu.edu with any questions that you have, and we check that email regularly, so we'll be able to get back to you in pretty short order.
And just a reminder, as Chris noted, the third round deadline for applicants is March 15th, and you would learn about your acceptance by April 15th. So they'll be making funding decisions.
Yeah, right around that time. So if you want to be considered for any funding at all, and we don't have a ton of funding, but we do have some, it's extremely competitive, but you'll need to apply by March 15th.
We really appreciate you tuning in to today's webinar. And we highly encourage you to contact us, reach out to us at publicpolicy@psu.edu, and check out our website for more information about the program. There's information about the curriculum, including a breakdown of the courses by semester. If you have any interest in learning more about that, all of the specialization information is on there. Information about all of our professors, all the faculty, the staff, information about opportunities for graduates as far as careers that we've talked about, but more information about that as well. But again, one of the best ways to get more information is to reach out to us and emailing us at publicpolicy@psu.edu. We appreciate you spending this time with us today and hope that it's been beneficial, and we hope to see you as a future member of our student cohort.
Yes, we do. Thanks a lot for joining us.
Thank you so much.